Yes, Your Honor.
Are you present? Go ahead and come forward in that case, if you will. Okay. Let's just get the parties present at this time, just the parties, and then if we need witnesses, we'll deal with that in a few minutes, okay? So let me get Mr. Witt and Miss Witt. And for the record, this is case 06-18 and 06-20. You can just have a seat over here. It's not going to take long. Sir, you can pull those chairs around there if you like. And I know this case, we've heard this case a couple of times before, and then it was set to be heard today at
8:30.
At 8:30. Just a second, ma'am. And then I know that I got an email saying it would be continued, but I didn't know who was asking for the continuance.
Your Honor. We were asking for the continuance because we scheduled the other attorneys from the other state to be here, to be available at 8:30 in the morning. Then we realized that you wasn't going to be here. I didn't realize it until this morning that you weren't going to be here until 1 o'clock, and I tried to get a hold of them. We tried to get a hold of them, and they're not going to be available this afternoon. So we would ask that we continue next month. Let me schedule it at 10 o'clock in the morning on June 3rd. That way we can just get the attorneys here that will be present for a telephonic hearing for their behalf of the state of North Carolina.
Okay. Ms. Witt, didn't I tell you, I promised you last time this case would be over today?
You told me it would be over on April 1st, sir.
What happened April 1st?
Bring their guns. It got postponed until today.
Mr. McDaniel, I understand that I was told to be here. At first I was told to be here at 12:30. We're going to hear this case then, and then I got an email saying the case is going to be continued. The case is not going to be continued. If I was told to be, no, I need to be here at 8:30 today, I've been here at 8:30 for this one case. I've told them a couple of times we're going to get this case over with, and the department, as far as I can tell, is not prepared to go forward.
Well, we tried to call you this morning, Your Honor, to see if you could be available for it.
I got an email on my phone from yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the email says 12:30, and I got an email after that that says it's going to be continued, and it's a little presumptuous for the department to continue the case without even talking to me about it. So is the department prepared to go forward with these witnesses from out of state that weren't here last time we had court?
We can go forward. I mean, I would assume you want to hear testimony from the other state as far as their laws.
I think you presented testimony from, their claim was that the child had attempted to harm a sibling and had been placed in basically criminal status, and then the department's position was that the child had been placed in foster care, not criminal status, and you wanted to be reimbursed for the foster care, and the department at the last hearing didn't have any witnesses to testify to the foster care to dispute the Witt's claim. So my memory is y'all were going to try to produce witnesses to testify to the foster care, and then the second issue was the department was going to try to also produce some witnesses or some case law on whether or not they could even be required to pay support under those circumstances. Are those the two issues, Mr. Witt?
Yes.
And I couldn't find any case law that relates to criminal activity, Your Honor. They had adopted the child. There's never been a depaterminization, they adopted the child. There's legally their father, and they still have all the rights as a child. I've discussed with the other state. The other state has said that they've actually tried to contact them for a long time to come back and pick up their child. They've been unable to find them for any reason whatsoever. And all the problems that were consistent in their home basically went away when they went into foster care, and they say that he's been a model child and he's doing very well. They tried to return him to their household, but they cannot get a hold of him. They said they left the state without any address, without any phone numbers, and they've had to incur the cost of taking care of this child to adulthood now because they basically abandoned a child from Russia and then just left it. It's the department's position is that no one from the state of North Carolina asked them to adopt the child from Russia, to go and get this child and bring it back to the state of North Carolina, and then ask the state of North Carolina to support this child until the child turns an adult. This is their responsibility. This is their choice. If there's problems that come from that choice, they should be responsible for that, not the state of North Carolina.
Okay. Mr. McDaniel, my recommended rule is going to be this. The department has had 3 court dates to produce witnesses, and for 3 times they've not produced a single witness to testify to the hearsay you just put on the record. So I'm denying the requested relief. I'm denying the relief requested by the department. There's no witnesses here, and you're free to go. No, ma'am. Listen, I know you want to tell your side of it, but you have won.
I don't. I would like to request that you would do a dismissal with prejudice.
With prejudice.
With prejudice, because I've been back 7 times now.
Okay, I'm going to deny the requested relief. I'm not dismissing the case. I'm denying the requested relief with prejudice. They've got the right to file an appeal. I can't stop that. If they want to file an appeal, that's their right. But they can even ask for a rehearing. But this is repetitively, we're showing up in court, you're coming to court, and I know that there's a mix-up in dates and times and that kind of stuff, but this case should have been flagged as one that the department's not, typically they will continue the cases without specifically talking to me, but on a case that I've had 3 or 4 times, that's not going to happen, okay?
I would like to also draw your awareness to the fact that they called each of us yesterday and told us that this was canceled, and we don't have to be here today.
Okay, thank you for letting me know that. That was done without anyone talking with me, and the department does not have authority to continue the case. They've got authority to make a motion to continue, just like you would have a right to make a motion to continue. They don't have authority to continue the case themselves. The case is dismissed. I'm finding that you don't know the support, okay? You're free to go.
They're going to sing it. Okay, just like it's not all there.
All right, Mr. McDaniel, we've got this other case.
We just have to object to it. Yes.
Sir, one more thing.
Ma'am, I've got a courtroom full of people.
We're 2 separate cases.
Right, I put both case numbers on the record, okay?
Both case numbers on the record.